Good evening, everybody, and welcome into the Kaiser Court Gymnasium here at Eastern Brown High School. We're about 3 minutes away from tip-off here in our finale of our triple header here today at the third annual Winter Hoops Classic here at Eastern Brown High School. A lot of games here today. There is a game after this, however, we will not be here for that one. That's between North Adams and Wilmington. However, we did have the two previous games. That was the first one was Cincinnati Country Day in Fairland, and then Goshen and Wheelersburg just wrapped up about 25 minutes ago, I would say. We've had two good games so far, and resume-wise, when you compare these two teams, Western Brown and Jackson, John, they match up somewhat similarly. For Western Brown, 12-3, 6-1 also out of the SBAAC, similar to Goshen. However, there's been a lot more success for the Broncos in the past few years. 3 straight American Division titles out of the SBAAC, 3 straight Player of the Years, including Sadie Foster, who was Player of the Year in that division a year ago. Tim Chadwell, the coach of the Broncos, 3 straight Coach of the Years. So a lot of success on that side of the basketball. As for Jackson, 13-2, 8-0 in the FAC. That's the Frontier Athletic Conference. Previous game for them was a 29-20 win at Miami Trace, a game in which, John, they clinched a share at least of that FAC title. That was actually last Saturday, so it's been a little while since the Iron Ladies have been out on the floor, and it's been kind of an odd season for them so far, sitting at 13-2. They started off 7-0 and then had a 1-2 stretch where they lost to Unio to beat Minford and then lost to Adena, and then have been 4-0 since then. So they've seemed to have gotten back on that path that they were on for a majority of the first half of the season. I did not mention Western Brown's previous game, although I did mention it in the past live stream because they took on Goshen, who we just got finished watching. That was a 62-51 loss against the Warriors. Once again, for those just now joining us, that was on Tuesday. And that brings us up to date right here, John.
Yeah, so for the Broncos, look for Sadie Foster, 16.1 points a game. Like you mentioned, was the league player of the year last year. Also, she's made 39 threes while shooting at a 37% clip for the Broncos. A couple more to look for. Olivia Fisher, a 5'9 junior. She is averaging 13.6 points a game, 2.9 steals per game, 27 made threes. Maya Tall, a 5'8 senior, averaging 9.9 points a game, has hit 10 threes. And then maybe the most interesting person on their roster is Alyssa Campbell. Alyssa Campbell, number 5, one of their starters, averages 6.8 points, 5.5 rebounds, 3.7 assists, and 6 steals a game.
Yeah, we were talking about that on the drive down.
Yeah, she's had 4 games this year where she has had 10 or more steals. She has had a game high of 11 assists. She's not big in scoring, but she makes a lot of stuff happen. Then when you look at the Iron Ladies, for us, when we've covered, Kenzie Davis has really been a standout. One of their juniors, a 5'11", center, but can really do a little bit of everything. Then you have the other juniors, which would be T.J. Carpenter, a 5'10 junior, Maddie Walburn, a 5'9 junior, Sydney Hughes, a 5'7 junior. All of those kids can really play, and then mix in with them, a freshman, 5'5", Sydney Carpenter, to help handle a lot of the ball handling for them. So this should be a interesting matchup size-wise. It seems like they match up fairly well. Both teams are going to be pretty long and athletic. Western Brown, like you mentioned, has been very successful in the past. They do have a like opponent in Chillicothe that Western Brown really put it to earlier in the season. So Western Brown, an impressive team from the SBAAC.
So we'll quickly go over the starters for both of these teams. First, the Western Brown Broncos. Number 2, Hadley Jones. Number 3, Sadie Foster. Number 5, Elisa Campbell. Number 24, Kayla Insweiler. And number 44, Olivia Fisher. For the Iron Ladies, number 2, Sydney Carpenter. Number 11, TJ Carpenter. Number 12, Maddie Walburn. Number 21, Sydney Hughes. And number 22, Kinsey Davis. So the Iron Ladies come away with the tip. They'll have the first possession on offense for us here this evening.
Goshen with a very aggressive zone, and there's a first steal of the game for Alyssa Campbell.
Into the corner, that's a long 2 from Fisher. It's off the mark. We nearly have a jump ball, but it ends up being an offensive rebound for Kayla Insweiler. 3-ball on the way for Sadie Foster is good.
Yeah, Sadie Foster showing why she shoots at such a high percentage. Great hustle by Hadley Jones to keep that possession alive for the Broncos.
Across the timeline for Carpenter. Long 2 on the way for Davis. Rattles in and out. Won't fall. It'll stay here with Jackson John in that game against Adina that yourself and I were at. Davis, a pretty good ball game.
Yeah, went nuts in the second half. Didn't miss a shot.
Including a half-court buzzer beater.
With 5 seconds left. That gave him a chance, really. There
Davis
you go.
Inside with the left hand and in for 2. 3-2 lead for the Broncos. Another 3-ball on the way. This one off the mark for Foster. Give the rebound to Maddie Walburn.
Yeah, good board there for Walburn.
Hughes passes it back to Walburn at the top of the key. She'll be double teamed. Kicking over to Hughes now. Cross-court pass to Sydney Carpenter. Now looking for Hughes down low. She'll go to work, pass it off to Davis, who takes it around the free throw line. Up with the left hand. Tough shot. She's fouled. 2 free throws coming up for the 5'11 junior.
Yeah, Davis just causes matchup issues because of the fact that she can go off the dribble like that. Nice job by Davis. Now she's going to get to the line. Insweiler with her first foul.
First shot for Davis. Rattles around but will not fall.
The iron unkind for the Iron Ladies.
Second one off the way, off the back iron, won't fall. Elisa Campbell with the Bronco rebound, pushed ahead and taken away by Maddie Walburn. That'll be a turnover for the Broncos now. TJ Carpenter pass over to Davis in transition into the corner. Hughes, a contested 3-ball is off the mark. And we'll have an offensive foul on Davis.
Yeah, just a little too aggressive on that while she was getting boxed out. Reaching over, trying to get that board.
Down low, Insweiler off the glass, no good. Big rebound by Davis. Ball on the ground. Fisher comes up with the loose ball. Baseline drive from Jones, kicks it out to Insweiler. Now in the hands of Foster, who puts up a 3. Not enough on that one. Walburn the rebound for Jackson.
Yeah, it's 4 threes already taken by the Broncos. Nice drive.
Inside with the right hand. 4-3 lead for the Iron Ladies of Jackson.
Maddie Walburn going coast to coast there.
Into the corner. 3 straight corner 3-balls from the right corner for the Broncos. They've only been able to knock down 1. Foster keeps it alive off the miss. Inside for the layup for Campbell. Not able to connect. Another rebound for Maddie Walburn.
Walburn with 3 boards already, and we're just a little over 2 minutes into the game. Good drive.
Drive here from Carpenter with the left hand. Cannot connect, and it'll be out of bounds, I'm assuming, on Davis.
Oh, this is going to be a nickel dimer.
No, it'll be a foul.
Just call it out of bounds, sir. That's 2 fouls on Davis.
Only 2 minutes and about 50 seconds into the game. Already 2 fouls for a player, John. We watched score 30 points. 11 points and 8 rebounds in the last one for Davis. This one off the miss will stay here with Western Brown.
Yeah, Campbell using her quickness to get to the hole, just unable to finish it. I think TJ Carpenter may have got a hand on it.
And down, find its way to Hadley Jones, now to Sadie Foster. Brings it to the middle of the floor, passes it off to Insweiler, now in the hands of Campbell. It's poked away, ball on the ground, saved by Campbell. 3 ball from Fisher is off the mark. Fisher, the offensive rebound, she'll give it another try, and this time it won't connect either. Davis finally the defensive rebound for Jackson.
Yeah, a lot of good looks here for the Broncos, but unable to score them.
3 on the other end for Sydney Carpenter is no good, and this one will be out of bounds on Olivia Fisher of Western Brown, so Jackson going to get another chance here from the far sideline.
Yeah, just the bounce going.
Nice inbound pass to Davis, and she finishes at the glass. Nice pass from Hughes, nice finish from Davis, and we'll have a 30-second timeout from Coach Walburn.
Yeah, great. Like, I don't know what has changed so much in my 1 year of not coaching to where sideline out of bounds plays are way more money than baseline out of bounds plays has been. From the 50-plus games I've seen this year, I've seen more people score off of those plays. And that should be something you defend pretty easily, but a nice pass from Sydney Hughes. Kenzie Davis uses her inside position. Now she's got 4 on the day. Once again, she's got to be very careful. Probably can't crash the boards anymore with her 2 fouls, but, as long as she's smart, she'll be able to play. And I like that Coach Walburn leaving her in because, you got to trust your kids to be able to make plays. And, it's make plays without doing anything dumb, which would be picking up a cheap one, kind of like that second foul was.
So a 6-3 lead here for Jackson. Western Brown, a long 2 from Foster, a bit too strong. Rebound, Davis.
Her 3rd board already.
Walburn has it poked away, although Carpenter right there to save it, eventually stolen away by Insweiler. And Campbell will bring it across the timeline. Campbell in a bit of trouble. Nice backdoor pass to Olivia Fisher, but she can't finish at the rim. It'll be out of bounds on Western Brown.
Yeah, the Broncos really struggling from the field so far. Jackson's length giving them a little bit of an issue, but also going 1 for 7 from 3, along with not shooting well inside, is not an ideal start for the Broncos.
Walburn going to work, drives inside, blocked away by Elisa Campbell. It'll stay here with Jackson on the baseline. Inbound pass finds Hughes wide open in the corner. Nothing but net for the junior.
I think we know who caused the snow to come for tomorrow, because that thing definitely made it rain.
Two is good on the other end for Western Brown. The lead now should be 9. I believe it's wrong on the scoreboard at the moment. That'll turn it back over to Western Brown. I assure you it is not 11-3. I believe it is 8-6. Or somewhere.
It's 9.
9-5.
9-5.
So.
Yeah. Dolly Parton. Speaking of that, 80 for Brady coming out.
Down low, Campbell, tough finish with the left hand. Now a 2-point ball game.
It's 2 straight nice cuts to get a layup for the Broncos.
This one batted away by Fisher. 3-on-1 break, pass to Campbell, goes up for the layup and draws the foul. She'll head to the line, shooting 2.
3 turnovers already for Jackson. Will send Alyssa Campbell to the free throw line, a 62% free throw shooter on the season.
The first one is good for Campbell, averages 6.8 points. However, that's not the incredible part. The incredible part is the 6 steals per game, as the back half there is no good. You don't see too many people averaging 6 steals a game. As Walburn drives inside, kicks it out, finds its way to Davis in the corner. Now back to Walburn.
Oof.
Sydney Carpenter to TJ Carpenter. Now back to Sydney as she drives inside with the right hand. Off the glass, won't go. Give the rebound to Olivia Fisher.
Yeah, and just watching the Broncos, they are just all over the place defensively. It's not really guarding one person.
Pump fake Foster inside. Tough layup. Can't get it to go. Rebound goes to TJ Carpenter of Jackson.
Jackson just trying to set up their offense here. Down 9-8 here with minute 40 left.
Walburn off the ball. Mid-range jumper is no good. Kayla Insweiler the rebound for Western Brown. Pass now to Foster. SBAAC Player of the Year a season ago as the three ball from Fisher is no good.
4 boards for Kenzie Davis to go through 4 points.
Nine to 8 lead here with a little under a minute 10 to go in the first quarter. Mid-range shot from Davis is off the mark. Give the rebound to Sadie Foster, who's bringing it up across the timeline here for Western Brown. Pass over to Campbell. Now down low to Toll. Pass over to Insweiler, and it's blocked away by Sydney Hughes. Checking into the game is Hadley Jones for Elisa Campbell. And Jalen Montgomery will come into the game for Kenzie Davis.
Yeah, that was, you got to be careful with Kenzie Davis on that. I mean, it's a good block, but still with the 2 fouls, don't want to get a cheap third one.
Inbound to Toll. She drives inside. Reverse layup is no good, but she is fouled, so she'll head to the line. 2 free throws coming up for the 5'8 senior.
Toll 71% from the line. Averages a hair under 10 points a game. Is that better? Mr. Daly yelled at me for saying someone averaged 10 in the last game with averaging 9.9, so got to make sure it's right.
You got to earn that
yes,
double-digit average per game.
Yeah, 2 for 2 from Maya Toll.
Definitely on her way to doing that. Probably would only need about 10 or 11 to bring that up to 10. Kickball gives Jackson another chance to inbound, and they will have one more here on the near sideline right in front of the scores table. 43.4 seconds to go here in the opening quarter of our third of 3 games we managed to cover today on the live stream, John. It's been a pretty good day here at Eastern Brown as a 3-ball in the corner from Carpenter is no good. Offensive rebound from Montgomery, but eventually it's taken away by Amaya Toll now. In transition, Elisa Campbell holding it for Western Brown, but in a lot of trouble, and eventually a foul will be called on Sydney Carpenter.
It's her first.
Under 20 to play here in the first quarter. I wouldn't be surprised if Western Brown held for the final shot, although they don't look interested in doing that. They look interested in scoring, but Toll's shot is no good. Carpenter the rebound. Only 5 to shoot here for Jackson, so they're going to have to get down the floor and get a shot up. We're going to have a blocking foul called on Campbell.
Yeah, she was just trying to slow her down. I think pretty much forced her out of bounds, so as an official, you got to call either out of bounds or the foul. And if you don't go out on your own, it's a foul.
So Davis checks back into the game. Inbound to Walburn, back to Hughes. That one good if it goes. Off the backboard and in. What a shot from Sydney Hughes at the buzzer. Lead now up to 12 to 10. Jackson back out in front as we enter the second quarter of play. You're watching Ohio High School Girls Basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
At OhioHealth, you can see your doctor here or here, on this or on these. And no matter if you're over here, over there, or anywhere in between, You'll feel good knowing OhioHealth provides the finest care anywhere. Schedule care today at ohiohealth.com/finestcare.
Here at Glockner's, we know how valuable your time is, and that's why our priority is to provide you a quick and easy service. We will get you in and out and on your way immediately. So schedule your next service appointment at Glockner.com.
12-10 is your score after one. Jackson trailing 10-9, able to push it to a 12-10 lead thanks to the long buzzer beater by Sydney Hughes at the end of the first quarter. John, we've seen a lot of big shots, two of them from Jackson. You remember the first time around it was Davis who hit, it was a little bit deeper than that, but still a half-court shot.
Right.
So we've seen a lot of big shots this year, and Sydney Hughes just added herself to the list.
Yeah, she got her feet set. I mean, it's obviously a prayer, but you get your feet set, at least you're going to have a chance to get it towards the hoop. Use the bank. Oh, I'm just worried Davis is going to get a cheap one on that, because that, I like the no call, but just throwing it out there.
Foster in the right corner, backs it back out after looking for the baseline drive, trying to get it to Tolan, and the loose ball is picked up by TJ Carpenter. She'll bring it across half court for the Iron Ladies.
Only the second turnover for the Broncos, but they went 1 for 9 from 3 in the first quarter, so it's part of the reason they did not score much at all.
Walburn almost going out of bounds, just throwing it back in play as a prayer. It's intercepted by Ensweiler. Now in transition, Campbell a three. Yes!
It's something Alyssa Campbell does not do a lot of. Not a big three-point shooter, but buries that three. She's got 6.
Carpenter down on the ground. Ball is loose, and it'll be out of bounds on Jackson. That'll give the basketball over to Western Brown.
It's the 6th turnover for the Iron Ladies.
Hadley Jones passes it to Sadie Foster. Now over to Ensweiler. Now in the hands of Amaya Toll. Good ball movement so far on this possession by the Broncos. Jones
Nice
inside with the right hand. Can't get it to fall. Give Davis another strong rebound for Jackson.
5 boards already for Davis.
Walburn the pass to Carpenter, drives down the baseline, gets it to Hughes in the corner, now up to TJ Carpenter, all the way over to Walburn, who puts up a long mid-range shot and knocks it down. Lead back in favor of Jackson.
Whenever I've been able to watch Maddie Walburn play, that mid-range J is her go-to shot, and buried that one. The lost art of the mid-range J.
Ball gets away from the Broncos. Foster able to regain control. Tough shot.
Good job by TJ Carpenter there defensively.
Either altered or maybe even blocked by Carpenter. Nonetheless, able to come up with the stop for the Iron Ladies. Now Sydney Carpenter on the other end. Baseline drive, and we're going to have a blocking foul on Hadley Jones.
Hey, I like the sportsmanship. Give the hard foul, go help them up.
Substitution for both teams, Olivia Fisher for Western Brown and Jalen Montgomery for the Iron Ladies. Walburn, a sky-high inbound pass to TJ Carpenter. Now pass to Hughes on the right side, back to Carpenter.
Yeah, the Broncos now showing a 2-3. They've shown a couple different zones where they've been very active in it. And it's going to get a turnover for them.
A loose ball here on the ground. We'll have a jump ball possession.
Well, stays here.
Is with Jackson, so for the time being, it'll stay on this side of the floor. Hughes inbounding, gets it into Walburn here on the near sideline. Now back to Hughes into the corner. Carpenter a three. Not enough on that one for TJ Carpenter, but she gets the offensive rebound, keeping it alive for the Iron Ladies. Now Hughes going to try a three ball of her own off the mark and out of bounds. That'll hand it over to Western Brown.
Good effort. Got a couple good looks there. Goes out of bounds on that one, but it's, for the more that the Iron Ladies get those shots with their feet set, the more likely they are to have success.
This
Nice
one
play.
batted away by Walburn. Carpenter comes up with the loose ball for Jackson. Walburn picking up her dribble, trying to get it out to Sydney Carpenter, and about back to Walburn. Jackson got to get it across half court, which eventually they do to TJ Carpenter, who's inside and fouled on the way up. 2 free throws coming up for the 5'10 junior.
Yeah, the Iron Ladies are 0 for 2 at the line so far. It's a good chance for Carpenter here to extend this lead.
First shot for Carpenter is good. Now a 2-point lead at 15-13 for Jackson. And the second one is off the back iron. Hadley Jones, the rebound for Western Brown. On the drive, Toll's shot is no good. Ball is on the ground. Hughes scoops it up. Although Toll not going to make it easy. Pass over to Fisher. Rolls all the way around and out.
That's good.
And eventually we're going to have another jump ball.
I don't really know if it's a jump ball if you got an arm instead of the ball, but thought that was going to be an easy foul call.
Inbound to Toll. Nice fake pass off the glass with the left hand and in. Now tied up at 15.
If you've got an explosive scorer, that's the easiest way on that out of bounds play to get the ball to someone else to score, because the attention is going to go to that explosive scorer.
This one stolen away by Western Brown. 3-on-2 on the break for Fisher. Euro step, scoop layup, and fouled on the shot. So another trip to the line for Western Brown, this time Olivia Fisher.
Fisher, a 58% free throw shooter on the year. The second foul on Sydney Hughes. That's Fisher's first point.
Not able to knock down the back half of the free throws there for Olivia Fisher. Walburn running out of space to the sideline, trying to get it across half court, and she does to Davis. Now pass to Hughes, pass over to Sydney Carpenter, and it's out of bounds.
Yeah, I hear Coach Chad Carpenter say to put some juice on it. That may have been there, just kind of floated on the pass.
Into Hughes in the corner. High arcing three is off the mark. Give the rebound to Amaya Toll, who pushes it ahead to Sadie Foster, and she'll lay it up and not in for two, as just put a little bit too much on that one. Give Kinsey Davis the rebound for Jackson.
Great job by Sydney Carpenter to not go over with all 3 points on that.
Davis, a corner three, little too strong. Foster the rebound. Into the corner, Fisher, a contested three. Once again, too strong this time on the other end, and we'll have another jump ball between Amaya Toll and TJ Carpenter.
Yeah, the Broncos just really struggling from deep in this game.
And still winning.
Yeah.
Have a full timeout for Jackson. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Ohio High School girls basketball right here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
Michelle and her dad. Decades of dares. 1 month of learning to jump. First day doing it solo. And 2 years since starting cancer treatment at OhioHealth.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie & Son Trucking. Willie & Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student-athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week, presented by Willie & Son Trucking, each week at SOSAOhio.com.
16-15 is your score in favor of the Broncos of Western Brown. 3:13 to go here in the first half. Been pretty even ball game so far, John.
Yeah, the Broncos only 2 of 13 from 3. If they start to hit, That's going to make things a lot more interesting, or possibly less interesting if they're able to start getting more of those to fall.
Hughes inbounds it to Sydney Carpenter, who swings it over to Maddie Walburn and across the timeline for Jackson. Driving to her right, double teams, feeds TJ Carpenter down low, goes up with the right hand, no good. Offensive rebound, putback is in, counted in the foul for Carpenter.
Yeah, got contact on both of them, ends up making the second and giving the Iron Ladies the lead once again.
Free throw off the and one is a little too strong for Carpenter. Give the rebound to Hadley Jones for the Broncos. Driving to her right on the baseline, out to Fisher, out to Foster. Quick trigger on the three, yes!
Yeah, great ball movement there. Going into similar like a drift pass for Hadley Jones. And then they kick it out to Foster, her second three. She's got 6.
6 points, both of them on threes now into the corner. Sydney Carpenter of a three of her own. Not able to connect. Rebound, Hadley Jones once again pushed ahead to Foster. Goes up with the right hand, blocked away by TJ Carpenter, who also comes down with the rebound for Jackson.
That's second block for Carpenter. Both times on Sadie Foster.
Carpenter inside, looking for Davis. Comes up with the loose ball, throws it up. Can't get it to fall. Insweiler the rebound. Jones a three, yes!
Yeah, I might have jinxed the Iron Ladies by talking about the Broncos being unable to make their shots as they've hit back-to-back triples.
Looking for Davis once again. Swatted out of bounds by Amaya Toll, so Jackson will try again underneath their own basket.
Yeah, Western Brown just flies around, so you might think that you have an opening, but they're just going to hustle everywhere and make it a lot tighter of a play than it looks at the time.
Carpenter fouled on the way up. 2 shots coming up once again for TJ Carpenter.
1 for 3 at the line. Carpenter has 3 points, but 7 rebounds, 2 blocks. You know, hands all over the game, just hasn't really got anything going scoring-wise.
Six team fouls for both Western Brown and Jackson here in the closing 2 minutes of the contest as Carpenter goes 1 for 2 from the charity stripe. 4-point lead now for Western Brown. This one getting away from Hadley Jones, but they're going to say Jackson caught a piece of it, so it'll stay here with the Broncos. Good job by Insweiler, able to dribble out of trouble, although she loses it once she gets inside the arc. Somehow Western Brown still in control of the basketball. Ball is going all over the place, and eventually it results in Hadley Jones being fouled on a shot attempt.
3 fouls for Kenzie Davis. That's big.
Broncos now in the single bonus. So more or less anything except for a charge will result in a 1-and-1 for Western
And Jones,
Brown.
84% at the line on the season.
Not able to connect on the second. 1 for 2, similar to Carpenter the last time around. Walburn the rebound. 1:12 to play here in the first half. Sydney Carpenter loses the handle, but it's out of bounds on Sadie Foster. So Hughes will inbound in front of the Western Brown bench. Wide open underneath is TJ Carpenter, up for the layup and in for 2.
That's just really heady play by TJ Carpenter to flash, and then for Sydney Hughes to look and see it.
Insweiler can't get it to fall on the other end, but comes up with the steal off of the defensive rebound. Putback is no good. And eventually it'll be ruled out of bounds on Maddie Walburn. Foster gets it into Amaya Toll now to Insweiler, all the way over to Foster on the right wing. Contested 3-ball off the back iron, no good. Walburn the defensive rebound, and it's taken away by Olivia Fisher. Her shot is no good. Foster the rebound, and she is fouled on the putback, so 2 more free throws coming up for the Broncos.
That's 2 straight plays where Jackson has secured the rebound and just given it away before they can even get going down court. Second foul for Maddie Walburn.
Foster able to knock down the front half here. Now a 4-point, 24-20 lead for the Broncos. Second one on the way, and in and out. And we'll have a loose ball foul on Kayla Insweiler, so that'll hand things over to the Iron Ladies of Jackson.
It was a pretty late call on that. Carpenter did a great job boxing out. Got it over the back, but, no call.
So it'll be 1-1 here for TJ Carpenter. Down 4, 32 seconds to play in the first half. So chance to cut it to 3 or maybe 2 here if she's able to knock down both, as the first one is good.
Now 3 for 6 at the line. 7 points.
Second one rattles in and out. Rebound Kayla Insweiler, who will take it across half court for Western Brown. Pass ahead to Fisher. Underneath, blocked away. Another block for TJ Carpenter. 22.9 to play in the first half.
3 blocks for Carpenter, and she's done a really good job on Sadie Foster, holding her to 7 points.
Inbound to Jones. Short range jumper off the mark. Give the rebound to Jalen Montgomery. Walburn to bring it up. 14 to shoot for the Iron Ladies.
Be big for Jackson. Get a basket of any kind. A 3 would be perfect.
Clock down to 6. Walburn off the screen, looking for Hughes in the corner, and it'll be swatted out of bounds by the Broncos. 2.7 to play. Hughes to inbound.
Just run the same play you ran at the end of the first quarter.
Inbound around half court. This one good if it goes, but it does not have enough. That was Hadley Jones coming up with the steal and putting it up 2 in the half. 24-21 is your lead after 2. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back after halftime, John will have all the stats, and I'll tell you what I think about those stats. We'll be back after the break.
There's not a Par Mar store near you now, there will be soon. That's the slogan, and that's what we believe at Par Mar stores. From groceries to gas and all the other stuff you need, Par Mar has it. Download the Par Mar app for even more savings, and don't forget the Par Mar rewards card too. We also believe in being a big part of your community, so look for us at the ball game or wherever you are. Shop us today, like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and remember, if there's not a Par Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
Oh, what's the score? Okay.
24-21 is your score, about a little bit over 2 minutes away from the start of the second half. John, been a pretty good matchup so far. Why don't you go ahead and tell us how we got here?
Yeah, Western Brown started off 1 for 9 from 3, then goes 3 for 7 in the second quarter. Only 4 of 16 in the game so far from 3, but, that gave them the lead. Got them out in front. Sadie Foster with 7 points. She hit a couple threes. Alyssa Campbell with 6. Amaya Tall with 6. Hadley Jones with 4. She hit one of the threes. Campbell hit one of the threes also. And then Olivia Fisher, who averages 13.6 points a game with only 1 point in the first half. For Jackson, they go 8 for 24 from the field in the first half. Just couldn't really get anything going in that second quarter shooting-wise. They are led by TJ Carpenter with 7 points. She's also got 8 rebounds and 3 blocks to kind of just do a little bit of everything. Sydney Hughes with 6, including that deep three to end the first quarter. And you got 4 points from Maddie Walburn, and then to round out the scoring is 4 points for Kenzie Davis. Now, Kenzie Davis has 3 fouls for Jackson, picking up her third with about a minute and a half left in the second quarter. So, it's she's got to be smart here not to pick up a third. But Jalen Montgomery came in off the bench, got 3 rebounds for him, filling in for her. Did a good job there. Sydney Carpenter also played in the first half, was very active defensively for Jackson.
Yeah, we saw it as a child runs onto the floor. That's always a fun time.
Better to do it with 12 seconds
left in halftime before the end of halftime than during the game. I've seen a lot of threes here, especially Western Brown kind of seemed like living and dying, although they didn't do too much of dying in the first half by the 3. So we'll see how they do here in the third and fourth quarters of our finale of our triple header here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, as always presented by OhioHealth.
Maybe the biggest thing that I didn't even mention is that Jackson had 11 turnovers in the first half. Western Brown only 3.
Fisher, a contested 3, yes.
Big 3 there by Olivia Fisher. As I mentioned right before this half, she averages a lot of points, just hadn't really gotten off to a start yet. Makes a big one there.
Now Jackson in their first possession of the half. It's stolen away by Fisher in transition. Layup is no good, but right there for the putback layup is Sadie Foster. Lead is now up to 8.
Foster at 9, good hustle rebound. It's hard to tell one of the players to not go as both are trying to knock the ball away. Did a good job of not letting the layup happen, but ends up giving up the putback. And now an 8-point lead.
Inside Davis. And we'll have a foul that'll be on Sadie Foster. So that'll be the first team foul of the half for the Broncos and the first of the contest for Foster. Inbound to TJ Carpenter, now to Sydney Carpenter.
Another zone for Western after they looked man to start the half.
Patient possession so far for the Iron Ladies. Hughes in the corner, baseline drive up with the right hand and off the bottom of the backboard. In transition, Foster running the break, fouled on the way up. And 2 free throws coming up for the senior. Chance to make it a 10-point lead here with 6:27 in the third.
And as I mentioned in the first half, Foster 79% free throw shooter, only 1 for 2 in the first half.
First shot from Foster is good. That pushes the lead up to 9 at 30-21. Second one off the front of the iron, but thanks to an Insweiler tip, Foster able to grab the rebound, but her putback is no good. Now Carpenter in the open floor. We'll hand it off to Maddie Walburn. Now over to TJ Carpenter, but it's taken away by Sadie Foster. 3-on-1 fast break, short range jumper from Fisher is good.
Yeah, this has been a very quick 8-0 run for the Broncos.
Walburn on the drive. Tough layup. Yes, and the foul.
Yeah, that was really good by Maddie Walburn. Got to her, did the quick left to right crossover, and then finishes with the scoop layup instead of going up where it may have gotten deflected on the foul. But now has a chance for a three-point play.
The free throw from Walburn is a bit too strong. Give Olivia Fisher the defensive rebound. Pushed ahead to Jones. Cross-court pass to Foster, now top of the key. Campbell drives inside. Nice find over to Jones, off the glass and in for two.
Yeah, this is where Tim Chadwell's Broncos are getting going, just, making Jackson move everywhere defensively, able to get some layups out of it.
Carpenter, a nice hero step off of the Walburn pass. Able to finish at the basket for 2 points.
9 now for TJ Carpenter. Really nice Euro step there to get the bucket.
Now on the other end, Foster pass all the way over into the other corner to Campbell. Now top of the key, Ensweiler over to Foster.
Good find.
Three ball is good for Olivia Fisher.
Fisher, who's had 1 point in the first half, could not find her shot, is 2 for 2 from three, and also has a mid-range jumper. She's got 9 on the game.
Pass over to TJ Carpenter, and she's fouled on the way up. That'll be on Sadie Foster, her second, team's second as well.
Yeah, it's a good foul. Take away the chance for the layup. Carpenter went 3 for 7 at the line in the first half. Give her 10 on the night.
Maya Toll comes into the game for Carla Ensweiler. As Carpenter goes 2 for 2 on that trip to the line, cuts the lead of Western Brown down to 10. 4:25 to go in the third. Toll double team, nice find to Jones, up for the layup, another block for Carpenter, but the shot from from Fisher is good, lead back to 12.
Yeah, whatever Coach Chadwell said to Fisher at the half has really worked, as she has got 10 points already in this half.
Walburn off the pump fake, moving midi is no good. However, she grabs the offensive rebound. Putback shot is in, and the lead is back down to 10.
I'm a big fan of the old-fashioned moving midi.
This one stolen away by Sydney Carper, one-on-one in transition, and she's fouled by Elisa Campbell. So a chance to get the Bronco lead under 10 here with 3:43 in the third.
Yeah, just got to keep chipping away if you're Jackson. It's a third foul on Campbell also.
Ensweiler back into the game for the Broncos. She comes in for Elisa Campbell. 14 fouls for the Broncos this half. Second shot for Carpenter is good, and Coach Walburn will take a 30-second timeout.
Yeah, good job by Jackson to cut it back down to 9. It felt like it was starting to get kind of out of hand, kind of out of their range. I believe it got up to 12, I think was the highest. And, Olivia Fisher just keeps knocking down jump shots. The 5'9" junior shooting very well in this half. For Jackson, you just got to stop. You got to cut the bleeding. Cut it off on the defensive end, get it 2 or 3 stops in a row, and then convert it on the other end. Much simpler said than done, but cutting it down to 9 gives them definitely a chance to make things interesting here down the stretch.
So like you said, John, lead cut down to 9 with under 3:40 to play. And a quick foul on Hadley Jones. It'll be on Sydney Carpenter of Jackson.
Her third.
Insweiler to inbound on the near sideline, gets it into Toll. Off the dribble, posts up, nice move inside with the left hand.
Yeah, Toll doing a really good job there, being patient and getting that basket. You know, that's one of the biggest things in the post, is being patient.
Another midi from Walburn is good. That's her spot, John.
Yeah, just doing a really good job using the crossover dribble, which it's fairly simple, but if you do it well, it's super efficient.
Inside, Foster up for the layup. Can't get it to fall. TJ Carpenter comes down with the board for Jackson.
Her ninth.
Pass to Carpenter inside. And it will be out of bounds on the Broncos, so it'll stay here with Jackson down 9.
Yeah, Jackson got to stop. Now they got to try to get the score, keep chipping away.
Elisa Campbell back into the game for the Broncos for Hadley Jones. Walburn to inbound, gets it into Carpenter. Ball on the ground, tough finish at the basket for Carpenter.
Yeah, they've done a really good job on their out-of-bounds plays so far. They're scoring on virtually every one. If not, they're at least getting a good look.
Foster on the right side, top of the key, Fisher. Moving the ball around the three-point line. Foster a deep three, yes.
Yeah, just Foster's getting her feet set all the time on that. The Broncos are 3 for 3 in this half from 3.
Hughes on the left wing, drives, kicks to Carpenter.
Don't need a 3. If you get a good look at it, you take it, but you don't have to rush.
This one nearly poked away and eventually stolen by Foster. Pushed ahead to Campbell, up for the layup, can't get it to go. Sydney Carpenter the rebound.
A little fortunate there for Jackson.
Pushed ahead to Hughes in the corner. Now Carpenter around the elbow, backs it out, back to Hughes. Contested three off the side of the backboard. Hughes able to get the rebound, but her putback is blocked away by Kayla Insweiler.
Good job following her shot at least.
The Iron Ladies will inbound on the baseline. Walburn into the corner. That's Hughes for 3, yes.
That's a huge shot for Sydney.
Lead down to 7. 1:27 to play, and that one's off the hands of Sadie Foster. A turnover for the Broncos. Walburn across half court.
Yeah, Sydney Hughes wants that ball back in the corner.
Sydney Carpenter on the right wing, back to Walburn.
Just under a minute left here in the third.
Carpenter on the left wing, guarded by Campbell. Drives inside, Euro step, and fouled. That'll be a shooting foul on Amaya Toll. So we'll get 2 shots here for TJ Carpenter, John, who it seems like has been to the line 5 or 6 times just this game.
Yeah, she's now 6 for 10. With the chance to make another, which would be
7 of 11.
Yes, good job. Just checking your mouth there.
2 for 2 on the trip, lead cut down to 6.
15 for Carpenter. That's going to be the 4th on Sydney Carpenter, though.
4 fouls on Sydney Carpenter. Jalen Montgomery will come into the game for the freshman. Don't want to lose her too early, as we're now under 45 seconds to go in the third quarter. Still a whole quarter left. Broncos moving the ball around the three-point line, into Toll around the free throw line. Drop step inside, can't get it to go. Give Davis the rebound, 20 to shoot here for Jackson.
Another nice move by Toll, just couldn't get it to fall. Good job by Sydney Davis being solid on there and not fouling, or Kenzie Davis.
10 to shoot. Jackson looking to hold for a final shot. Walburn off the Davis screen into the corner. Hughes, a corner three. Just a bit too strong. Carpenter, the offensive rebound, keeps it alive. Foster, that one good if it goes off the backboard and out. And that'll send us to the final quarter of play. The fourth quarter, a 45-39 5-point lead for the Western Brown Broncos. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Ohio High School girls basketball right here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
See everything Southern Ohio Sports Authority presented by OhioHealth has to offer by visiting our website at SOSAOhio.com for complete coverage of area athletes and teams, including game stories, features, live streams of games, player and coach interviews, nightly scores, area standings, and much more. You can even view and purchase action photos from our more than 100 galleries. That's SOSAOhio.com for the best local sports coverage around.
Are you in a bind and need an oil change right now? No problem. Did you forget to make an appointment? No problem. Just stop by any Glockner location and we'll squeeze you in and get you on the road quickly. Really, it's
a 5-point 44-39 lead as we enter the final quarter of regulation in our final game of our triple header here at the third annual Winter Hoops Classic.
Yes.
Here at the Kaiser Court at Eastern Brown High School. John, it's been a fun day. Another successful Winter Hoops shootout. Look forward to being back here next year if we're able to.
Yeah, this game, it looked like it might have got out of hand, but Jackson's done a good job chipping away, coming back little by little.
This one poked out of bounds by Toll. So now, the Iron Ladies will try again.
One thing I'll say for Western Brown was they have shot less and less threes each quarter and have shot a better percentage each time. 3 for 3 in that quarter. Nice pass.
A nice find down to Davis. She puts it up and in for 2. Down to a 1-possession lead for the Broncos.
Davis, who had a lot of foul trouble in the first half, up to 6 points.
Toll off the pass, drives inside, can't get it to go. Davis another rebound. Walburn will bring it up for Jackson.
It's her 9th rebound of the game to tie her with the game high with TJ Carpenter.
Hughes over to Montgomery, now to Carpenter. Back to Hughes. Nice ball movement here. Mid-range jumper from Walburn is a bit too strong. Davis fighting for the rebound, but Campbell ends up with it. Pushed ahead to Fisher. Pass to Foster. And now to Campbell, all the way over to Maya Toll. 3 on the way from Foster. Off the mark, won't go.
Good rebound by Hadley Jones.
But she comes up with the offensive rebound, and she's fouled on the putback. I believe that'll be on TJ Carpenter of Jackson. That'll be the team's 4th foul of the half and her first of the game.
Yeah, with 4 blocks, just doing everything all over the court, and only having 4 fouls has been huge for Carpenter.
Sydney Carpenter with 4 fouls comes back into the game for Jalen Montgomery. And the second free throw is good.
14 for Sadie Foster. Game high for the Broncos, as TJ Carpenter has 15 for Jackson.
Lead now up to 4 for the Broncos. Another short-range jumper from Walburn. This time she puts it through. Lead back down to 2.
Walburn with 12, mostly on those mid-range jumps.
Carpenter pass to Toll. Takes it inside, kicks it out to Hadley Jones. Now to Foster. Fisher in the corner, contested 3. Ooh. Yes, what a shot from Olivia Fisher. And Coach Shadwell going to take a 30-second timeout, his first of the game.
Fisher, 3 for 3 in this half from long range. After only having 1 point in the first half, she's up to 14 on the game. No shot bigger than that one. And getting jiggy with it's playing, so I'm trying not to dance. I've been dancing all day. I know Dewey over here has not been real pleased with that. But sometimes you just got to get down because Big Willie Styles all in it.
No comment.
Yeah. So here for Jackson, only 2 timeouts left. They only have 4 team fouls, so you can still be pretty intense defensively. You just got to really get a hand out on 44 Fisher, as she's been red hot this second half. Obviously Sadie Foster, an elite shooter as well. She's hit a 3 in every quarter, but you just really got to get a hand out on those 2, and if the other ones beat you, so be it.
Sydney Carpenter into the corner. TJ Carpenter, a corner 3, in and out, won't fall. Give the rebound to Kayla Ensweiler. Full court pass up ahead. What a find. Sadie Foster can't finish at the rack, but give the offensive rebound and putback attempt to Hadley Jones. She'll head to the line, shooting 2. Foul is on Sydney Hughes, which is her 3rd.
Yeah.
First shot is good.
And I guess if you're Coach Walburn, you're okay with her having 3 and Davis still only having 3.
Or Carpenter having 5.
Right.
2 for 2 on the trip for Jones. Has the Broncos out in front by 7, 50-43.
She has 8.
Walburn being double teamed by Campbell and Foster. She'll draw the foul on Campbell.
It's her 4th.
I'd say you definitely don't average 6 steals a game without
getting
teetering on fouling out every game.
Yeah, if you're going to have as active hands as she is, you're going to foul on occasion.
This one poked out of bounds on the inbound by Fisher, so Hughes will move down all of about 6 or 7 feet and try again. Looking for Davis on the over-the-shoulder pass. It's good, but not exactly where they thought of. Red-hot pass to Maddie Walburn. Now to Carpenter, back to Hughes, looking to drive baseline, cut off by Jones. Back to Carpenter, and now to Walburn around half court.
The big thing, though, Western Brown has 16 fouls.
Carpenter inside. Nice move, nice finish for 2. Lead cut to 5.
TJ, the older of the Carpenters, was 17.
.505 to play here in the final quarter of regulation. Fisher off the dribble inside, blocked by Walburn, but right there to scoop up the offensive rebound and putback is Hadley Jones. Give her 10.
That's just unfortunate for the Iron Ladies on that to get the block, but it going right to Jones.
Carpenter inside once again, another tough shot. This time not able to connect. Kayla Ensweiler the rebound. She pushes it ahead to Campbell.
Good ball movement here by the Broncos.
Ensweiler inside off the glass and in.
Her first points. She's been one that had some foul trouble in the early going as well.
Averages 3.5 points, 5.4 rebounds, averages 1.7 blocks, which is a team high as Hughes almost puts down the 3 ball and will have an offensive foul on TJ Carpenter.
Only the team 6, so not a bad foul, and only her 2nd. Tell you what, interesting. Sadie Foster on the bench here with 4 minutes left for the Broncos.
Broncos able to break the press, get it in the half court, down low to Toll into the corner. Jones a 3, it's blocked by Walburn, but it'll stay here with the Broncos country. Let's ride.
Awesome, Russ.
So Jones will inbound, or excuse me, that's Foster who checked back into the game. Deep contested 3, I believe TJ Carpenter caught a piece of it, so give her, I would assume, 4 or 5 blocks now. This one tipped out of bounds by Fisher, and Jackson will inbound on the far sideline.
That was her 5th block.
Not sure what her average is on blocks, but I'd say it's definitely spiking up a bit after this game. 9-point lead for the Broncos. 3:36 to play. Hughes into the corner. Now Carpenter. Back to Hughes. Takes it to the left side. Now in the left corner. Looking for the baseline drive. Cut off by Ensweiler. Davis a three. Off the rim. Won't go. Give the rebound to Amaya Toll. Davis trailing. Fouled. On the way up is Amaya Toll. That'll send her to the line. Shooting two. Chance to push the lead back into double digits.
Toll 2 for 2 at the line. She's got 8 points. Make them both. Boost that average. 71% free throw shooter on the year.
So Coach Walburn will take a full timeout. We will as well. That was his 4th timeout of the game. You're watching Ohio High School girls basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
At OhioHealth, you can see your doctor here or here, on this or on these. And no matter if you're over here, over there, or anywhere in between, you'll feel good knowing OhioHealth provides the finest care anywhere. Schedule care today at ohiohealth.com/finestcare.
Here at Glockner's, we know how valuable your time is, and that's why our priority is to provide you a quick and easy service. We will get you in and out and on your way immediately. So schedule your next service appointment at Glockner.com.
54 to 45 is the score. 3:18 to go in the 4th quarter. Amaya Toll at the line, shooting two. First one rings in and out. That leaves it at a 9-point lead for the Broncos. Second one is no good as well, but the offensive rebound for Ensweiler keeps it in possession of Western Brown. Broncos moving the ball around, out to Ensweiler. A long two is off the mark. Offensive rebound for Campbell. Her putback is no good. Davis the rebound for Jackson.
10 boards for Davis.
Carpenter a three on the other end. Count it.
Big shot for TJ Carpenter. 20 points now for the junior.
This one's stolen away. Looking for the pick six here is Carpenter on the other end. Lays it up and in for two. Lead down to 4.
It's actually a pick 2.
A pick 2. Can't think of what restaurant a pick 2 is at. Oh, Panera Bread. That's where the pick 2 is at on the other end. Amaya Toll's shot is no good. Give the rebound to Sydney Carpenter. Into the corner, Davis. This would cut it to 1. Not enough. Give the rebound to Campbell.
Good look. 2 minutes left to play. Gotta get another stop here if you're the Iron Ladies.
Into the corner, Fisher for 3. Not enough. Offensive rebound for Campbell, and the putback is good. Timeout, Western Brown.
It's a big play there by Alyssa Campbell. She's got 8 now.
It'll be a full timeout, but since we just got back from a break, we will keep it here, John. Like I mentioned before, another successful Winter Hoops Classic here at Eastern Brown.
Yeah, it's
always a fun time when schools can get together and really have, 16 teams, 8 games in one day.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of organization. It takes the efforts of many people.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, it also takes the weather that we have today.
Yeah.
Very fortunate to have good weather. That's the only problem with running these showcases and classics during January, February is just, the weather can get you sometimes. Now, for Jackson here, down 6, have to see what they can get here. A 3 would be great, but a 2 would also be good. I would do what I could to get the ball to TJ Carpenter, as she's had the best performance by an Iron Lady since Margaret Thatcher in the 80s. But, you know, she's been outstanding. 1 rebound away from a double-double, along with 5 blocks.
Well, our scoreboard is currently having some issues, so disregard the clock for the time being. We'll go ahead and
down
turn
to
that off. 54-50.
No, 56-50.
Or excuse me, 56-50, and the two-pointer is good for Jackson.
Kenzie Davis with a nice move inside. 1:20 left to play. 56-52, Western Brown with the lead. Nice play. TJ Carpenter with another steal. And misses the layup. Oh.
So 56-52 is the score now. Toll on the other end.
Carpenter almost gets another steal. They're going to have to foul eventually. The positive, I guess, is Foster is 3 for 6 at the line on the day. The negative is she's a 79% free throw shooter on the season. But you got to make sure you box out here, as they've gotten an offensive rebound off this once before. Foster makes the first. 15 on the night. Only 1 point away from her season average.
And the second one is good as well. That pushes it ahead to 58. Do my best to manually control the scoreboard. I'm not 100% sure what happened. I think our cameras just had a long day.
Yeah. Down under 50 seconds to play. There's a kick. 45.7 to play now. Big possession here for Jackson.
Walburn gets it to Hughes into the corner. Davis a 3-ball on the way. Too strong. Give the rebound.
She walked. Yeah.
To Jones, but she's called for a travel.
They've scored a couple times off of sideline out of bounds plays. Get it right back to her.
Into Walburn. Hughes open in the corner, begging for a 3-ball. Off the mark, will not fall. Give the rebound to Campbell, and she's quickly fouled by Walburn going the other way.
Not the worst person to foul. 62% on the year. 1 for 2 on the night. And really, if you look at the numbers, you don't want to foul Hadley Jones. I mean, Fisher is probably it, 58%, but she has been red hot this whole second half.
First one is good, so that pushes it ahead to a 7-point lead now for Western Brown, and the second one is good as well.
Campbell makes them both. .2 to play. Must score here for Jackson.
Carpenter on the drive. Mid-range jumper is no good. Carpenter the rebound. 16 to shoot here for Jackson. Now to Walburn. Contested 3. Not enough, and it'll be out of bounds on Western Brown. 60-52 is the lead. 10.5 seconds remaining in the contest. Into the corner. Sydney Carpenter a 3. Off the rim, no good. Walburn, the putback is no good. Carpenter eventually on the offensive board has the shot. Now trailing 6. Coach Walburn takes his final timeout. It'll be a full timeout, so we'll quickly step aside and be back in a moment. 60-54, Washington Brown leading. Or excuse me, Western Brown leading.
Michelle and her dad. Decades of dares. 1 month of learning to jump. First day doing it solo. And 2 years since starting cancer treatment at OhioHealth.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie and Son Trucking. Willie and Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week presented by Willie and Son Trucking each week at SOSAOhio.com.
60-54, Western Brown, not Washington Brown, out in front by 6 with a little under 4 seconds to play. Fisher looking to inbound it, gets it in to Sadie Foster, and they will just let the clock run out. That's a travel. The clock doesn't go.
Yeah, and that's going to be the game.
But I believe that'll be one of the most anticlimactic endings to a game of all time. But nonetheless, a 60-54 Western Brown victory over the Jackson IronLadies. Since we just took a break, John, I'm not sure how much time you need to tally everything up, but I'll go through my thing, and then maybe by then you'll be close enough to being done. With the loss, Jackson moves to 13-3, still 8-0 in the FAC. The next game for the IronLadies comes next Wednesday, January 25th, when they take on McLean. That is a home game for the IronLadies. For Western Brown, they move to 13-3 on the season. So now both teams with the exact same overall record, that is Western Brown and Jackson, still 6-1 in the SBAAC. The next game for the Broncos is at Wilmington, a team who's playing North Adams in the game following this one next
Coach
Monday
Williams
on the 23rd.
And the Hurricane, singular.
The Wilmington Hurricane.
Kane Pride, let's go.
All right, John. Well,
hey, I had a winning season. I had a winning season there. That's all that matters.
There we go.
On the night, Western Brown pulls out the win. They get 4 players in double figures, along with a 5th very close. They were led by reigning SBAAC Player of the Year, Sadie Foster, with 16 points. She had 3 threes on the night. 14 points for Olivia Fisher. 13 of those came in the second half. 10 points each for Alyssa Campbell and Hadley Jones. 8 points for Amaya Tall, and then Kayla Ensweiler with 2. For Jackson, Sydney Carpenter with 1. Kenzie Davis with 8. She also pulled down 10 boards. 9 points for Sydney Hughes, 3 threes. Then Maddie Walburn, 12 points, but also 6 assists on the night. And then we don't give a player of the game, but I'd say the player of the game was TJ Carpenter. 25 points, 11 rebounds, 5 blocks.
There we go.
Just a really, really good all-around game for Carpenter. And the Broncos improved to 13-3. Good game. I think we were blessed. All 3 were pretty good games tonight.
3 entertaining games for us here at the 3rd annual Winter Hoops Classic once again at the Kaiser Court here at Eastern Brown High School. John, but if you stuck around with us for all 3 games, we appreciate it. Big thanks to our sponsors, Willie & Son Trucking, Parmar Stores, and Glockner family of dealerships, and also OhioHealth for making everything we do possible. But none of it could be possible if everybody didn't tune in and listen to us ramble over basketball and all the other sports we do over the fall, winter, and spring seasons. But for us here tonight, that is all we have for you. Once again, thank you all for tuning in for the our coverage of the 3rd annual Winter Hoops Classic. Alongside John Bruce, I'm Dewey Daly saying so long from the Kaiser Court here at Eastern Brown High School. Once again, the final, Western Brown 60, Jackson 54. Have a great rest of your night.